What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena, and in this video again I'm going to be doing a book review based off of a book that I saw on BookTok called Cillian by Ramani Rose. Normally when I do reviews I do like character breakdowns or whatever, but for this one I didn't prep that much, but it's just like a quick review, so I didn't put as much effort as I normally will. But based off of how these do, and if I'm gonna do more, they will be better, I promise. The summary on Kindle for Cillian goes as: monster, criminal, terrifying. Many come to mind, but only one word can illustrate the constant terror associated with the man of my nightmares, Cillian. My testimony put the Irish gangster behind bars. That was until my ambitious father negotiated my hand in marriage for a silver of the Irish organized crime scene. We shouldn't even be able to marry, but the laws have changed, meaning a pure-blooded Irishman can marry a black girl like me. That's not even my biggest problem. He doesn't know I'm the one who sealed his fate all those years, ages ago. All those years ago. So I don't know what I should be afraid of more. The thought of him wanting to end me when he learns the truth, or me discovering that there's more to this impulsive mobster than meets the eye. My review for the book, when I finished it, I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, and I think I did it on Kindle, but it's connected to my Goodreads, so it just goes there. And that's only because I couldn't give it 2.5 stars, because honestly that's what it deserved. Like, I did finish it, it was an alright book, but did I really enjoy reading the book? Not really. I didn't really like it. So my first issue that I had, like straight going into the book, was first thing he does when he gets out of jail is is cocaine. I was shocked. I said, oh my god, is this what y'all do around here? Drugs.
That's what I do for you. Hey!
Oh, this is ghetto. Cause I'm coming from reading books like even when I was reading Western books, it's when I was like a teenager, so I was reading like Twilight, and then I read like Harry Potter, and like some books drugs weren't really brought up in the books. I read the Mortal Instruments books. What else did I read? I read a whole bunch of things, but it was so long ago I can't remember. And then from that I went to like Korean manhwas and anime and mangas and Chinese manhwas, and then Chinese novels. That's where I'm stuck at, is Chinese novels. In those books, the male leads are like super clean cut and all that, and I come to this one and he's doing drugs. I was like, ew, this is our male lead, a junkie. And that's what I noticed. Like, I read another mafia book and he was doing in that book, but his reasoning was, oh, I gotta test out my supply and make sure it's quality. But like, isn't the number one rule of selling is you never ever use your supply, ever. This is what y'all this is what you guys read. Shock me. It's shock. Another thing I didn't like is I get it, he had to like ease her into the intercourse, but there was too much oral going on for me. Like, every other chapter he's licking her coochie. I'm like, ew. Not ew, but I was over it. If she was super like stuck in her, like the way her character setting was supposed to be, and she didn't open her mind out of God knows where, we will be stuck pum pum licking the whole book. I just didn't like it. It was too much. Like, it was too descriptive, like every time. Like, shut up. I get it. I skimmed through all their, like, most of their intercourse scenes because I didn't like it. The other thing that caught me off guard is Queenie is very, but I guess again it's because the book was only 300 chapters, so they shortened it, so a lot of stuff was just happening to happen because they didn't have a lot of pages, not chapters, 300 pages, so they didn't have enough time to like explain her mind process into why she's asking certain things or why she reacts to stuff. So the first thing I was like, like first day she tells him, yeah, I'm the one who put you in jail. And I did say in the review, it says he was there for many years ago, and it was only 3 years. He was only in jail. He was supposed to do 10, but it got cut short to 3 because she redacted her witness statement. Is it redacted, whatever. She took back her witness statement because her dad made her. Her dad is also a criminal. I'm killing myself. Okay, so her dad is also in the crime industry. So him acting like shit because he's part of the mafia, like his family's like a mafia family, shit is gonna be happening to her because of him. It's like, no, shit is gonna be happening to her regardless because she's comes from crime herself. But I don't know if they explained whether she knew that her dad was a crime boss or not, because they did say he was doing dealings with this family, but but it seems as if she didn't understand that it was a crime like thing because she had to ask him what he does for his job, which that confused me as well. Like, so she didn't know, so she doesn't know what her dad does, which is another problem I had with the book, because yeah, they brought his family in and we learned so much about his family, but we barely know shit about her family. She has brothers and sisters or whatever, but she does not talk to them. I didn't get that because I guess because the book series is about him and his family, so I guess her family doesn't really matter as much, just her as the character, but just to give her like background. But still, it was like, what the hell? She's not gonna call up her. Why would she be more comfortable talking to your white sister than her own black sisters about what she's going through? Like, what? That made no sense. But whatever. I guess that's just whatever. The other issue I had with her is her progression for their intimate moments or whatever. Her progression for what she would allow was nuts. Like, she went from just letting him hit it to wanting it from the back door. And I was shocked. All because she heard it in the dressing room. I was like, girl, what? Not you, Miss Christian, Miss Prayer. Like, what? They did all that to wake up the next day to pray. Girl, bye. And for her to want to do it doesn't even make sense, because the way she heard the reason why they were doing it, why would she want to do it when that's not an issue she has right now? They've only been married for like a week. Not even a week. They were married for like 3 days or whatever, however long. I think it was like a week. And what's even crazier is Cillian himself had never even had experience with the back door, so he was shocked that she would ask for something like that. Like, he had to go and get advice on how to do it from his brother because he's never done it before. She gets kidnapped. Oh, spoilers. I'ma spoil it. I'm not one to hold back. I'm talk on my shit. I don't care. But yeah, so she ends up being kidnapped, right? No, let's not even go to the kidnap thing. So one thing that, but then again, I kind of understand it, because the first time she saw him, he was killing someone. So yeah, I get that she's scared of him. But the progression to them, yeah. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me. Okay, so the first time they did it was because they went to like some meeting. I don't even know, like, they didn't even explain what that meeting was about or why they were there. So they go there and she ends up seeing this doctor who basically assaulted her, essayed her, because her dad was taking her for hymen checkups. And so he tried to assault her, and that shit scared the shit out of her. Not even the shit. That scared her into pissing on herself. So that ended up making her, because the way he reacted, she's like, oh, he's my savior. But you just reacted based off of someone saying you, and then instead of getting comfortable, waiting a couple of days or something to get over it, the next day, not even the next day, I think it's the next few hours, they had sex. Bam, just like that. I was shocked. These things shock me. I'm like, huh? What? Ain't no way. This is not serious. Like, do y'all not know what essay like survivors are, or how they will react to things. Like if you're gonna do it, just don't make the characters essay survivors. If you're gonna do all these freaky shit in these books, it doesn't make sense. Because why would they be so open to this shit just because the guy is hot? Like, please. Anyways, so that was one, the first time. And then the other time that she reacted to something he did, where I was like, what is wrong with this girl? Like, frankly, I didn't like both of them. But I did like Cillian more than I liked Queenie, because she was pissing me off. She was just like, how she acted, I was just like, what is wrong with you? Anyways, so they go to like a restaurant to get like ice cream or something, and these guys were like harassing her, calling her names and shit. But I guess I get why she reacted like that, because she's used to being like talked down to, because it was like back in the day. But me, her husband is defending her, and she's getting upset because he's defending her because she's scared. I'm like, what? Bruh, come on. He criminal family. What are they gonna do to him? Like, and she knows did she know? Yeah, I think she knew. I don't know. I don't remember if she knew or not. But she's getting upset for him defending her because he's aggressive. But it's like, you want him to be meek about this shit? Like, why would he be meek about it? Like, they're mad disrespectful, and you're his wife, and he's mafia. The fuck? They don't play that. Also, at this point of the story, she already knows that the reason why she had witnessed him shooting that priest was because he essayed not only his cousin, but also his cousin's child. So he knows that if his family members are disrespected, he's gonna go and stand up for them. Yet she was upset because he stood up for her. Logically, she made no sense. She was like a walking contradiction. Like, she didn't, she was all no violence, blah blah blah. But that brings me to when she gets kidnapped and he saves her from the kidnappers. This is the big spoiler thing. He saves her from the kidnappers, and because he saved her from the kidnappers, right on the drive home from being kidnapped, she asked to fulfill his weird intimate fantasy, which is where he kidnaps her, throws her in the forest. No, he takes her to the forest, sets her free to run so he can chase after her, capture her, then they smash. I was like, after you're being kidnapped? Like, maybe if it was like a week later, a month later, but no. On the ride home from the kidnapping, that's when she asked for this. It shocked me. This book just shocked me. Like, it went beyond my belief, honestly. Like I said before, like, these Western books, when you're reading them, I mean, in the Chinese novels, you gotta like seize all what's it called, all logic. You gotta turn all that off, because one, the characters act like they're nuts. Like, the way they hate their own family members is insane. Or like, you turn your belief for logic off, because who dies and goes back in time, or who, it's time travel. Like, that shit doesn't exist. You're not gonna die and reincarnate into like ancient. So you gotta turn off all common sense, all logic, because when you read these books, they die, go back in time, or they die, end up in a book, or they end up in a TV show, or they end up reincarnating into a game. So that's where your sense of belief gets put off. And then also sometimes the characters in the books act like weird caricatures where nothing they do makes sense logically. You just gotta turn it off. Or sometimes I just skim through those, because honestly they make no sense. But most of the time those characters don't really have anything to do with the plot. But in these Western novels, when you turn off your sense of belief, it's kind of harder to get like harder for you to get a sense of feelings for the characters, because what they do is so beyond belief that it's like you just look at them as a book character and you can't think of them as like a real person, and that makes it harder when you're reading the books to relate or to even like the characters, because what they do is so beyond belief that they're kind of unlikable. Like, why would you do this? I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, but that's just my opinion. But like, seriously, she just got kidnapped, and the first thing she asked from her husband after he saves her is for him to throw her in forest, chase after her, tie her up so they could smash. You know, I was explaining this story to my brother. I was explaining it to him, and I was like, you know what she gives me? She gives me when church kids, they leave the surveillance of their parents, like they go to college or they go overseas or something, and that's when they start wilding out because their parents are not watching them, so they just be doing all types of crazy shit. Like, they start drinking a lot, they turn into the biggest party animals, they start doing a whole bunch of like deviant stuff because they're out of the control of their parents. That's what she was giving me, but the author wasn't even explaining it in that way, because honestly, she wasn't explaining why she was making these decisions. She just made these decisions to make these decisions to I guess progress the book so we could see his dark fantasy, and it was trash. Like, the whole like that intimate scene, it was garbage. I could have gone my whole life without having to read such nonsense. It wasn't even good. Oh yeah, and another one of the notes that I put is just giving slave play. Runaway slave. Oh my god, I'm killing myself, because like, seriously, I don't know why. I think I went to that because it's like a white Irish man, black girl. Back in the day, like, they're just getting over segregation, and his sexual fantasy is to throw you in forest, chase after you, capture you, and tie you up to smash. Giving slave play. Runaway slave play. Yeah, like I said before, we saw a lot of interaction between him talking with his family and like his sister and his brothers, but her family showed up at the beginning and then background, throw away. They're not even background. They're mentioned like once again, a few like one more chapter. Not even a chapter, one page, one sentence, and that's it. We never see them again. Like, she even goes to get her hair done in her old neighborhood. She doesn't go see her mom, but she goes to talk to like these random people. Like, frankly, I didn't get it. In the hair salon, and then at the jukebox thing, she talks to like her cousin. It's like, huh? Where's your brother? Where's your sisters? Where they at? Them having 4 kids by the end of this story is absolutely nuts. Maybe we see more of their dynamic in the next book, but I will not be reading the next book, which is Patty. Which, for Patty, I'm not gonna read it because I don't like the way the story sounds. First of all, the female lead has a kid, and I don't like if it's not his kid, I could care less about it. And then on top of that, she's married, so no, I don't care if her husband is shitty. If she is not divorced, there's no reason for them to be like a thing. I'm not reading that. I don't read cheating tropes. I will read it if you tell me, oh, they broke up first page, they're breaking up. Then I'll read it. And when I say breaking up, I mean the divorce is final, first page. Then I'll read it, maybe. But they're still married. He goes to be her bodyguard because the husband asks him to be the bodyguard. No, I'm not reading that shit. And then she has a kid on top of that. No thanks. I'm not reading it. But I will, when Bellamy's story comes out, I will check out Bellamy's story because his story seems quite interesting. And Bellamy was an okay character in the book. So yeah, I will check out his story when it comes out. And I think the sister's gonna have a story. maybe, I don't know, because she is brought up a lot in the book. And that's my review on Cillian. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh yes, so I give this book a 2.5 star, because although it wasn't that great, but it was readable. Like, it was all right. It was an all right read. Like, will I read it again if I'm super bored? Will I be getting the physical book? No. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.